was very close to sacred Inca sites like Cuzco and Sacsayhuaman, where we find all those great cyclopean stones. Surviving legends insist that they were all floated into position by the gods. Gods? Maybe aliens? It was far more likely that our own human ancestors did this. Why, when our dogmatized minds come up against something we can't understand or figure out, we seem compelled to blame it on extraterrestrials. There are unconfirmed reports of shamans who are able to float rocks with sound, today, over in India and Burma, near our modern 19.5-degree belt. So if these disciplined modern men can do it today, why not in the remote past? Forget this alien nonsense. Not that I reject the possibility of their actual existence, but I'm sure they had better things to do than drop by our world and build monuments for us. It's illogical. As this ancient 19.5 energy band ran westward across the wide Pacific Ocean, it likewise came close to another puzzling ancient site, the one we call Nan Madol, where several million stone prisms in the 5 to 20-ton variety were arranged in a most unusual construction, resembling forts. Nan Madol makes no more sense than Tiwanaku. No preceding culture and no long-term development. It's like it was suddenly there. Ask a native and you'll hear, "Two brothers floated the stones through the air." Like Tiwanaku, the legends insist the whole place was built in a single day. Yeah, right. Yet if two fellows can float 25-ton rocks through mid-air, sounds easy enough. There's no telling how fast they might have worked. They may have thrown rocks around like we throw rice at a wedding, a long-lost skill. And would you look at the construction methods? 12 to 25-foot long stone prisms stacked up log cabin style. Absolutely unique among ancient constructions, yet much faster than the tight-fitting cyclopean blocks at, say, Cuzco or Giza. Just slop them in place. Maybe it was done in a day. But why? Is Nan Madol a fort, seawall, temple? And to what ancient culture did it belong? Might it be something left over from Lemuria? There's a quick way to find out. Remember those 96 steps on Temple 1 at Tikal, and how they found those submerged Lemurian ruins off Okinawa? What's the most obvious number at Nan Madol? Right, the 90-degree angles at which its stone prisms were laid. 90 degrees times 96 steps equals 8,640, this number encoding its latitude of 6 degrees, 50 minutes, 28.8 seconds north. A lot of work at Nan Madol, more rock than was used in the Great Pyramid. And they even built the island they put it on. Can these ancient sites be dated according to their present or former positions in this natural energy band? We've been using C14, but maybe there's another way. The logic is simple enough. In Mexico, we have stone pyramids in the band, but none of them involve megalithic rocks. They're all built of common fieldstone, except for the huge Cholula pyramid and its adobe brick construction. Down in South America, stone structures appear limited to Cuzco, Sacsayhuaman, Malchingui, Tiwanaku. Its hundreds of other scattered pyramids are built of adobe brick, mud brick, and El Nino is erasing them brick by brick. Mud bricks are hand-carried, but cyclopean blocks are not. In North America, no cyclopean blocks anywhere, mostly dirt pyramids, a handful of minor stoneworks. Africa and the Middle East, Egypt's pyramids in the Ice Age energy band, Baalbek, and that's about it. Huge rocks. In today's energy band, only those Sudanese pyramids, not such large rocks. Elsewhere, mostly mud brick. South of the equator, the only stone ruins are at Zimbabwe, about 19 degrees south. No megalithic rocks there, just hand-carried fieldstone. Ice Age, 19.5 degrees, Cyclopean blocks. Modern, 19.5 degrees, fieldstone. Obviously, someone back in the Ice Age knew how to float rock in midair, most likely by using sound waves. A lost art today, but it was used in reverse when Jericho's walls came down. Since then, silence. Conclusion? Simple. Egypt's pyramids are not 4,000 years old. We need to multiply that by 3. These energy bands tell it like it is. It would appear from all of this evidence that our degenerate ancestors were well acquainted with the Earth's 19.5 degree energy band, and may have tapped its unknown energies for the mutual benefit of all. Stone floating may only be the tip of the iceberg. Still unresolved today is the evidence of human rejuvenation, as recorded in the Bible. Archaeology and anthropology don't seem to want anything to do with it, but as recently as 5,000 years ago, in the flood-ravaged land where the biblical patriarchs lived, people were enjoying lifespans that were incredible by modern standards. It's in the historical record. Adam lived 930 years, Seth 912 years, Enos 905 years, Jared 962, Enoch 365, Methuselah 969, and even Noah, who didn't even become a father until he was 500 years old. Their Viagra must have been something. Wherever it was Noah escaped from, cellular rejuvenation was still in vogue. But he moved, and when he did, it was lost. Natural degeneration replaced it. Humanity had to start over. Now, as for Dick Hoagland's theory that the 19.5 degree energy bands may have hyperdimensional qualities, consider carefully the fact that the lower corners of all of the world's vile vortices are in contact with it. They are rooted at 19.5 degrees of latitude. Why hasn't someone else noticed? Why me? Most people are aware of the strange vanishings in the Bermuda Triangle, but officially no one cares. Its mysteries cannot be resolved by our present lines of investigation, therefore the triangle doesn't exist, except to those who vanished in it. Well, that which we call science isn't real either. It's only half on. For example, why hasn't anyone noticed that ever since Hawaii's Kilauea has been relieving the internal pressures along our 19.5 degree energy band, vanishings in the Bermuda Triangle have hit a low? By itself, that is sufficient evidence to show that this energy band has a certain extra-dimensional characteristic. It may even be multidimensional. Indications are that when Kilauea finally turns itself off, the activities in the vile vortices will resume, and once again people, ships, and planes will begin vanishing as before. But what can turn Kilauea off? And when? For those answers we must inquire of two other sciences, geology and oceanography.